no denying these are not our best days. So many things gone wrong, seems we've lost our way. But for us, this is not how the story ends, no. We braved rough seas before, and we'll do it again. Truth is, there is more to us, a strength that's at the core of us, a kindness that still shines through the tough times. Together we can overcome and find a way to rise above. Everything really doesn't matter. There's no place better. Proud to be Bermudian. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Proud to be Bermudian. It's not picture perfect, but it's still paradise, filled with children's hope, unseasoned every soul. It's help and heal and speak with one voice. That our wealth is so much more than blue skies and pink sand. Oh, the truth is, there is more deep inside the core. Kindness that still shines through the tough times. Together we can overcome, find a way to rise above anything. Really doesn't matter. There's no place better. Proud to be Bermudian. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Proud to be Bermudian. Come along with me. Let's stand together and let's shine as a light in this pale fears that night. A brighter destiny will dawn for us as we blend our hopes and dreams, and we live in peace as one. From the white rooftops, pink and blue bus stops, in my Burmese shorts with my knee-high socks, and I'm in the Burmese flow as people smile and say hello. Hot cross buns, shooting marbles, having fun, spinning tops, or maybe going fishing off the rocks, hanging in the loquat tree. My ace boys and me just chillin'.
Codfish cooking early on a Sunday morning. Hear the choir in the distance singing praise. Undeniably, I'm so proud to be Bermudian. It's more to us. It's at the core. All through the tough times.
We can overcome. Anything really doesn't matter. There's no place better. Proud to be Bermudian. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Proud to be Bermudian.
People living in a system of mayhem and confusion, built on a foundation of mistrust and illusion. Conclusion is this: let us wake up and arise, live our lives in a way that's not built on compromise. With our youth as the future, we must pass them the mantle, nurturing their ambitions, leading them by example. Take time to express right or wrong we can give. It's up to you to decide. You have one life to live.
Come along with me. Let's stand together and let's shine the light. And the spell this dark night.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome. And hello from Bermuda. My name is Christian Swan. I am a resident of the island. And you are here today with me to get to know the island, which is really, really amazing. So let's see. And this is where it began, which includes me. I started in the industry as a young kid. I was so interested in meeting people and going out into the industry, which is tourism and travel, that one day I was in the main city, which is the city of Hamilton, standing at the dock as a cruise ship was exiting, and a photographer came by and he took the picture. So yes, it is a real picture, and that picture was taken in the year of 1998. So you can imagine 1998 up until now, I've remained in the industry consistent, doing what I do best, and that is making sure our visitors are happy. So now let's move forward. And in this slide, we have One Day Bermudas and Christopher Columbus. One Day Bermudas was a Spanish navigator, and he discovered Bermuda in 1505. In the next slide, we have Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus discovered Bermuda in 1609. He's very important because he was a part of the Virginia Company, which is located in Virginia, and they were sailing away from Virginia when they got caught up in a hurricane and they got shipwrecked off of St. George, which will make St. George the first capital in 1612. And in this slide, we have a map, parishes, and I'm going to talk about population. You're going to see 3 city centers that I have highlighted, and I will talk about those in just a moment. However, you will see that Bermuda looks like a fish hook. Bermuda is approximately 21 miles long, and to travel from one end of the island, you can actually travel from one end of the island within 1 hour to 2 hours, believe it or not, depending on how fast or how slow you're going. So that is the island of Bermuda, and then beside that we have parishes, and I've highlighted this picture that you do see of Devonshire and Pembroke, which states the parishes that we do have, and we have a total of 9. And they go from St. George down to Sands Parish, which is located down in the Royal Naval Dockyard. The next thing I'll talk about is the population. And with that, we have a population of up to 65,000 people. The number will fluctuate between 62,000 and 65 because we do have people coming into Bermuda to work. We have residents who are leaving Bermuda and then they're returning. So the numbers will always fluctuate, but they're normally between 62,000 and 65,000. Our next slide is about the Bermuda holidays, and I'm so excited to talk about the holidays that we do have. And we have some that are specified just for Bermuda, and then we have some that are known throughout the world. The first one, of course, is New Year's Day. The next one is Good Friday. That's a great day because that's when the locals are making fish cakes and hot cross buns. You're spending time with your family. You can make a kite. Really, really amazing. Go out. As long as it's windy, you can get that kite up. Really great. The next one we have is Bermuda Day. Bermuda Day is about celebrating the heritage of Bermuda, which was also formerly known as Victoria Day, Empire Day, and the Commonwealth Day. The next one we have is National Heroes Day. I like to highlight National Heroes Day because today is National Heroes. And we celebrate national heroes because we have a lot of heroes out there, and then we do have some that are actually highlighted, and they go on the Queen's list, which is really, really amazing. The next one we have is Emancipation Day and Mary Prince Day. I like to highlight them together because that's a 2-day holiday turned into a 4-day holiday, and you can go out and enjoy that, play cricket. There's a big cricket game, the East End against the West End. Really, really amazing. Now going back to Emancipation Day. Emancipation Day is about the Black locals were emancipated for slavery. Mary Prince Day was a famous born slave until 2020. It was Summer's Day after Bermuda's founder. The next one we have is Labor Day, of course, and then we have Remembrance Day, which is also celebrated in many places around the world, Christmas Day, and of course, Boxing Day. Bridges and causeways, I like to talk about that because it's really amazing. You are going to find that Bermuda has approximately 180 islands. However, you're not going to see persons on every little island. Some islands are big, some islands are very small. But with that, you will find 3 main bridges and causeways. And with that, we have the swing bridge down in St. George that I've highlighted, and then we have the causeway as well. The next slide that we do have talks about churches and denominations. Now, I've highlighted the top 3 that we do have, which is Protestant, Roman Catholic, and the African Methodist Episcopal. Now, what you see here, the picture, that is at the cathedral in Hamilton. Now, that's a great place to see if you are interested in history or just going down and taking a look. It's normally open to the public where you can go in, you can see what it's all about. Really, really amazing at the cathedral. So, of course, I've listed all the religions that we do have, or churches and denominations with the percentages here in Bermuda. Next is going to be the Bermuda flag that we do have, and I find this picture that you see here with the ship in the background, that's on Front Street in the city of Hamilton. It's a mirror on the wall, and I was looking at the ship, and I've got the image of the flag that we do have. And in the next slide, you're going to see, the next picture you're going to see is actually the flag, the full flag that we do have, and that was taken in the parish of Devonshire. Now, with the flag that we do have, you're going to find the Union Jack, which is located there because Bermuda is an overseas territory, which means that we are approximately 1 out of 13 locations, a part of the United Kingdom or the European Union. So with that, you're going to find that we do have part of the United Kingdom flag along with the Bermuda portion, which is going to be the Union Jack, and the replica of the ship that was shipwrecked. The next slide that we do have is going to be the Bermuda shorts, which is really, really amazing. I'm always wearing the shorts, especially when I'm out. And you're going to find with the shorts, there are persons that are wearing them for everyday use. You're going to find that there are persons utilizing them for business attire. And of course, as you can see in the picture, these shorts are used for business attire. He's got the socks, he's got the blazer, he's got the tie, which is the perfect fit for Bermuda. Now with the Bermuda shorts, well, where did they come from? Well, the Bermuda shorts, there was a native local. He was a tea shop owner. His name was Nathaniel Coxon. In 1914, he was a store owner, and he actually was hemming some pens because he wanted more freedom for his staff to make them more comfortable. Well, the British Army, who was stationed here in Bermuda, saw the pen, they liked the pen, and they adopted the shorts for tropical wear for the different climates. So really, really amazing. So that's how the Bermuda shorts got their name. They were highlighted here, they started here, and then those persons from the British took note and took it from there. The next slide is going to be about our political parties. So with that, we have 2 main political parties, which is going to be the Progressive Labour Party and then the One Bermuda Alliance. Now, the party that is in power is going to be the Progressive Labour Party. And then we have the opposition, which is the One Bermuda Alliance. There are a total of 36 cabinet seats. And the political party, again, that is in power is going to be the Progressive Labour Party. We do have the Premier, which is going to be David Burt. Deputy Leader, which is the Honorable Walter Rabban. And then we have the Opposition Leader, which is Cole Simmons. Of course, again, the Premier and the Deputy Leader are part of the Progressive Labour Party. The Opposition Leader, of course, he's a part of the One Bermuda Alliance, and he is Cole Simmons. And this is our Governor of Bermuda. As I did mention, we do have a representative from the United Kingdom, and it's Her Excellency, Ms. Rena Lengi. So it's really, really amazing because she is the first female, and she arrived here in Bermuda in December of 2020. So everything takes place. If there's certain things that can't be handled by the local government, you'll find that the local government may go and speak with the governor to ask for advice, etc. But normally the main things that are taking place in Bermuda will be handled by the local government, and then you have the governor who steps in when needed. And also the governor in my state, she's also overseeing the Bermuda Regiment that we do have. The next thing I'd like to point out is the passports. If you're not familiar, we do have 2 passports. One for all those persons that are residing here in Bermuda, who were born here, they will get the Bermuda passport. And secondly, you're going to find that because we are part of the overseas territories, we're more than welcome to apply for the United Kingdom passport, which you can see here. I actually have both of those passports. They are mine, which means that in the event, just say if I wanted to leave Bermuda today and just move over to, just say London, take the flight over tonight and start working in London? Can I do that? Yeah, because I have that United Kingdom passport, which will give the permission to live and work in the United Kingdom. Of course, those persons going back to the Bermuda passport, they are more than welcome to visit the United Kingdom, but that passport does not give them the right to live or work out there. That passport is only for those residents in Bermuda. The next thing we do have is the money that we have, the currency. Unfortunately, because we are part of the overseas territories or are part of the United Kingdom, we do not use any pounds or sterlings. We use our own currency here in Bermuda. And what you see here is the colorful money, which is so great. And with the money, you can see it is used from the $100 bill down to the $2 bill. And we also have coins available. And you can see the coins here in the picture as well. And they depict different images. And let's say with the coins that you do see here, we have a picture of the Queen, and then we have the long-tailed bird, which is a famous bird that we do have. And then we have the famous Bermuda flower, and I'll go into that in a moment. And then we have the angelfish, and then the final one down at the bottom, you're going to see it is the hog. And that was one of the founding pigs that were here in Bermuda way back when. Unfortunately, the hog is no longer in existence. Now, an event we do have with the currency, you're more than welcome to utilize the United States currency here in Bermuda. With the United States currency, it is 1-to-1. So in the event, if you do use United States currency, if you get Bermuda money back, you're more than welcome to exchange that, and you can get United States currency back. But just know if you are going to the bank to do any exchange currency, you're going to be paying the exchange rates. The next one I'd like to talk about is where many people find out about Bermuda or hear about Bermuda. It is the Bermuda Triangle. Now, with that, what is the story about the Bermuda Triangle? Do ships, do planes, do people go missing? Well, let's actually find out. Now, I can't go into the detail. However, you'll find in the image, one image is where you can see Bermuda, you can see Florida location, and then you can see Puerto Rico. And that's how we make up the triangle. Now, in this day and age, do planes, do boats, do people go missing? Not in my day and age. I've yet to hear that, but who knows? I know it's always been talked about. But believe it or not, in 2019, we had BBC. They were here in Bermuda, as you can see in the image. And BBC was here to do a documentary on unfold the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle. So I actually got to see that and talk to the people, and it was great to see that there were some people here trying to discover the Bermuda Triangle. So if you're interested, please check out BBC. The next one is the town cut. Now with the town cut, that is down in the town of St. George, which I'll highlight in just a moment. But with that, you can see with the town cut, it is the area where the cruise ships are going to go into St. George. And this is the area where the founders found Bermuda and they were shipwrecked. So in the town cut, this will determine what size cruise ship can enter into St. George. Now you have cruise ships that may be going in, which is small enough to go through. And then those large cruise ships, they will go somewhere else. And I'll speak about that in just a moment. Now, with the cruise ships, they would actually come into St. George, they will berth in St. George, and they will head back out. You're going to find that there are many cruise ships who are of size that can fit through the town cut. But the concern that we do have is when the weather gets bad, can the ship get back out? Or basically, can the ship get in? So that is one of the primary concerns for smaller ships or ships that are actually in port in the town of St. George. So again, this is the town cut that we do have. Great area, and I recommend if you're interested in going out and seeing that, please do. Two Rock Passage is another location. This is the entrance and the exit for cruise ships and boats, of course, that are going into Hamilton Harbor or leaving Hamilton Harbor, which is the city of Hamilton. Again, Two Rock Passage, beautiful location. You will see those rocks, and the cruise ship has to get in. And again, it's the same, just like in St. George, certain vessels can fit through the town cut and certain vessels cannot fit through the town cut. So again, this is Two Rock Passage. Now let's talk about the city of Hamilton. This is the business place. This is the capital. And the capital of, the city of Hamilton became the capital in 1815. So St. George was the first capital, but the city of Hamilton, they took over in 1815. And as you can see, we have a Hamilton Harbor view pic, and then we have a street image I'd like to show you. And this is Front Street. Beautiful location. We have 3 main streets in the city of Hamilton. We have Front Street. As you can see, the next street is going to be Reed Street, and then the following street is going to be Church Street. Now, if you're interested in doing any business, you will most likely be doing your business in the city of Hamilton. Of course, we have other locations as well. But great place to be. Walk up and down the streets, visit the stores, do some shopping in the main city. And again, talking about those Bermuda shorts, this is the #1 place where you'll find those business people in those Bermuda shorts. Now it's the town of St. George. Again, the town of St. George was the first capital that we do have. There's a lot of history in St. George, and St. George is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. So as I just mentioned, lots and lots of history. I recommend that you go down and you see the museums and all the churches, etc., down in St. George. So that's at the eastern end of the island. And in St. George, there's so much to see and so much to do. I recommend, if you're into history, as I mentioned, please go down and visit the town of St. George. And this is a picture of Water Street, and then the other picture is of King Square and Ordnance Island. And also down in Town Square or down in St. George is the location where you can find the town crier and the docking stool. The next location that we do have is the Royal Naval Dockyard. I love this place. It's a great location. It's where the larger cruise ships actually can dock because it's open water. But with the Royal Naval Dockyard, this used to be a naval base, thus the name, the Royal Naval Dockyard. And the view, look at that view. It is amazing. So with the Royal Naval Dockyard, as I mentioned, the cruise ships now dock there. It was built up to accommodate the cruise ships. 2 cruise ships can dock in the Royal Naval Dockyard. You have those small ships that can dock there, but with the Royal Naval Dockyard, you didn't have the larger cruise ships docking there, but now because of the open water, they was able to take that advantage. So the larger cruise ships dock in the Royal Naval Dockyard. You have the Clock Tower Mall out there. You have a beach out there. You have a little golf course out there. You have the Maritime Museum or the National Maritime Museum out there. Really great locations, and if you are interested in history, I recommend that you go up to the National Maritime Museum, which sits on top of the hill, and you get an amazing view of the Royal Naval Dockyard. The next slide we do have is the national flower. It is the Bermudiana. With the Bermudiana, this flower starts to bloom, let's say in April and May. Now with this flower, believe it or not, you can find this on the ground as normal. It's not in a specific location, but you can find it all out on persons' lawns, etc. But you can pick it up. You can take a look at it. Really, really amazing. And whenever I see them, it puts a smile on my face because, again, this is the national flower of Bermuda. Again, this is called the Bermudiana. Next one is the beaches. Who loves the beach? Now, talking about the beaches, the #1 beach in Bermuda is going to be Horseshoe Bay. It's located in the parish of Southampton. Now, talking about Horseshoe Bay, let's talk about the pink sand. Now, with the pink sand, here at Horseshoe Bay, you're going to find the pink sand. Now, you're not necessarily going to see pink sand. It's actually the crystal and the limestone is mixed in, and it gives that image. But when you're going down and you can see with the sunlight, everything, you can physically see the pink sand, and it is amazing. So I recommend that you go down. If it's one place to go or one beach that you're interested in, I recommend that you go to Horseshoe Bay. And we have another beach is located down in the town of St. George. It's approximately a 30-minute walk from the town, but this is known as Tobacco Bay. And Tobacco Bay is beautiful. But one thing about Tobacco Bay, it does get crowded because it is very small, but I do recommend, if you're interested in going to St. George, that you do stop over at Tobacco Bay. Now, there are many different beaches throughout Bermuda, but I recommend Horseshoe Bay and, of course, Tobacco Bay. Now, with Horseshoe Bay, Tobacco Bay, they do have facilities available. So if you're interested in going out and getting chairs, umbrellas, getting some lunch, getting that rum swizzle that I'll talk about in just a moment, I recommend that you hit Horseshoe Bay and Tobacco Bay. And the next slide that I'm going to talk about is going to be traditional foods. Now, to begin with, I can't believe I'm talking about codfish and potato. Codfish and potato is a staple of Bermuda. Now, you're going to find codfish and potato, persons eat that. It is a Sunday delicacy. So before you head off to church, families get together and you will sit down, you will have that codfish and potato. And with that codfish and potato, you're going to see that we do have the codfish. You may have some sauce. You may have an egg with it. You may have avocado. And then you may have a piece of cornbread to go with it. But really, really amazing. It's a staple. It's something that you do on a Sunday morning prior to going to church, or just something that you do on a Sunday morning. Now, one thing I like to highlight about the codfish and potato is that some persons enjoy the salt from the codfish. Some persons don't. If you're not interested in the salt, you're more than welcome to have the fish, put it in water, and soak it overnight so that some of the salt does come off the codfish. Because for those that know, it can be very, very salty. Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about is the fish chowder. Now, fish chowder is amazing. If you're interested or you like soup, this is not a soup, but it's very similar. Really, really great fish chowder. And it has black rum and sherry peppers in that, with many other things. But those are the two highlights with the fish chowder. And of course, it does have fish. And of course, another thing I like to talk about in that slide with the traditional foods is the fish sandwich. I recommend that. I don't have the picture of it because I was so excited when I got that fish sandwich. I accidentally ate it before I even took the picture. But man, if you go out, try a Bermuda fish sandwich. You will enjoy it. I mean, definitely, you're going to enjoy a Bermuda fish sandwich. If you don't try anything else, a Bermuda fish sandwich. Traditional drinks in Bermuda, the first one that you see there is going to be the rum swizzle. Now, hello, if you're interested in drinking, I recommend you get that rum swizzle. Rum Swizzle has Bermuda rum, and the company that does the rum is going to be Guzzlings. So if you're interested in getting something, I recommend that you get Guzzlings. But you can find the Rum Swizzle throughout the island. It's a signature drink that we do have. Man, talking about the Rum Swizzle, I need that drink now. However, let's talk about the Dark and Stormy. Now, the next drink that we do have there, you're going to see that there is a little bottle there that's ginger beer. Now, ginger beer is not an alcohol, it is a soda, believe it or not. And also you're gonna have the Dark and Stormy. Now with the soda and the ginger beer, you're gonna pour it together and you're gonna top it off with a lime. So really, really great. If you're interested in trying and you're deciding which one, I recommend that you actually try both because they are great. So again, that's the Rum Swizzle and then the Dark and Stormy. And again, they can be found throughout Bermuda. But guess what? If you wanted to take the rum home with you and use it for many different things, you can even purchase the rum and take it home with you. So basically, you're taking home a part of Bermuda. I'm like just so excited because drinking, man, who likes to drink? We all like to drink. The next one I like to talk about is going to be golf. In Bermuda, I don't know if you followed through, we have golf, we have the PGA, really, really amazing. Now with the PGA, they've been to Bermuda, they have different tournaments, persons come in, really, really great. So I recommend following the PGA and many different activities that are taking place. Now with the golf courses that we do have, you'll find that we have many. We have government golf courses and then we have private golf courses. The government ones are known throughout the Bermuda, and the government one that we use for the PGA is known as Port Royal, and then we have many private golf courses as well. So really, really amazing. If you're interested in playing golf, I recommend that you go out. And the scenery at most of the golf courses have ocean views. So man, if you're out on the golf course, make sure you go and play, and make sure you have your camera and take a picture of the views while you're out there. So really, really great. And also with golf, we have the spas. And with that, I like to speak about that as well. I don't have a slide of that, but with the spas, during just say November, December, January, February, March, that's when we really highlight golf and spa season. So if you're interested, coming down and join these atmospheres, you're more than welcome to do so at that time of the year as well. But of course, this is the golf courses and what we're talking about. Really, really amazing. And you know, I'm not a golf player like that, but when I went out and I hit the ball, I took a lot of dirt with me. So they said, you know, enough. Next, move on. And our next slide is about the attractions that we do have. Now in this slide, I'd like to talk about two very important places that I do recommend and I highlight. And even for me, I go there all the time in both locations and I act like I've never been before because they're so, so great. Now, the first one that we do have is going to be the aquarium. And with the aquarium, you're going to have land animals. You're going to have land animals. Great location to see all the animals. If you got kids or you're just interested in animals, I recommend that you go down to the aquarium. And of course, again, the aquarium is located in Flex Village. Now, the next location is going to be the Crystal Caves. Ooh, the Crystal Caves. Guess what? The Crystal Caves is the #1 cave in Bermuda. Many, many people go. And again, I'm always going down to Crystal Caves. And with that, you're walking down so many stairs. Be careful. If you're not interested in walking, I don't recommend it, but I recommend that you go down and see Crystal Caves. And you can see the stalagmites and the stalactites, but be careful. Don't touch. You will get in trouble, but be free and take some pictures because the Crystal Caves is amazing. Now, the next location that I'm going to talk about is the lighthouses that we do have. First one is going to be the Kids Hill Lighthouse. That's located in Southampton Parish. Beautiful location. You're walking up approximately 180 stairs. But remember, if you're walking up 180, you have to walk down 180. So be careful. But once you get up there, if you're like me, a chicken head, you're not going to want to go outside. And I walked all the way up, but I couldn't go out. But there's so many people that go out. And if you see the view of the area, truly, truly amazing. And of course, the lighthouses, or this lighthouse in particular, it can see out approximately 9 miles. The light at night goes out approximately 9 miles. The next one we have is the St. David's Lighthouse. Unfortunately, that lighthouse isn't open to the public, but just looking at it is amazing. And St. David's is located in the area of St. George. And you can see the lighthouse right at the top. It's small, but it's there and it is beautiful. The view from there is amazing. But again, just a reminder, the St. David's Lighthouse is not open to the public. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be sailing and boating. Sailing and boating. We have many yachts that are coming here in Bermuda, and many yachts have been coming here along with sailboats. And we have many activities that attract the yachts or Bermuda because of the location. Many boats are stopping here on their way elsewhere. Really, really amazing. So the yachters out there, hello, Bermuda is open for business. And of course, the sailors, come on down and enjoy Bermuda as a rest spot. So come on, like I just said, enjoy Bermuda. Pastel colors. Now, if you've been around Bermuda or you know anything about Bermuda, you will know that there are so many different colors. The homes are all different. I'm just so excited because the homes are so beautiful. And I've been to so many different places and they're all just basically one color. They may be gray or they just may be a color that's boring. But here in Bermuda, you're going to be excited because the pastel colors are so, so beautiful. And of course, as you can see in the picture. Now, where do the colors come from? Hey, you can pick whatever color you want. You do not have to go to the government. If you wanted to paint your house purple today and tomorrow you wanted to paint it aqua, if you wanted to paint the actual outside of the house white, and then you wanted to paint your porch only, just say turquoise, you're more than welcome to do so. So again, the houses in Bermuda are beautiful. So again, that's the pastel colors that we do have. And one thing I'd like to talk about also with the pastel colors or with the homes, I don't have the slide, but it's about the hurricane structure or the hurricanes that we do have in Bermuda. I'm sorry, this should have been brought up before, but with the hurricanes that we do have, the last main hurricane that we did have was, believe it or not, in 2003. Now with that, that was Hurricane Fabian. And because of the structure of our homes, or the strength of our homes, you're going to find that the homes are very secure. You're not going to find many homes getting damaged, etc., because of the hurricanes. but you may find that a tree may just fall on a rooftop, or the roof just may get blown off, but nothing really major. But unfortunately, in 2003, we did have some persons, they were going across the causeway, which I did mention a while ago, and those persons were in a police vehicle, and some of them were in civilian cars, and they actually went across the causeway during the hurricane, and unfortunately, they got washed overboard. So that's the only time we've had persons recently who have died from a hurricane. So that was a very, very sad state of events. And as a precaution now, down at the causeway, you're going to find that when a storm comes, they actually, depending on how major it is, if they have to close the causeway, they actually close the causeway at this point. So really, really safe. And I'm actually very pleased that that is taken into effect. Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about is going to be food shopping. Now, who likes to eat? I like to eat, even though I eat weird stuff, but I like to eat. So, hey, food shopping, everyone's got to eat, right? Well, here in Bermuda, as of course, Bermuda is an island, and also you're going to find that everything is imported. Some things may be above bar, some things may be just on par, just say like in the United States. But with that, I just give you an example. Here we have whole wheat bread, sunbeam bread. That's a total for a loaf of $6.55. Remember, the Bermuda dollar is on par with the US dollar. Secondly, we have Dunkley's fresh milk. So that is a $5.50. And then we have 12 eggs. It was white eggs that I got, and they are $4.39. So, of course, this is at one location, so the pricing can range throughout the island. And then I just got a can of soda, and that was $1.80, and a 2-liter Sprite, which was $6.45. So, again, some things are pricey, some things are on par. So, really, really great here in Bermuda. And the next thing I'd like to talk about is going to be the railway trails. Now, with the railway trails, you're going to find that they were a part of history. You're going to find that the railway trails are throughout the island. Now, note, I always get this, the railway trails do not connect from one end of the island all the way to the other end. We have the railway trails that go in, out, in, out, and in and out. So really keep that in mind. Now, railway trails have been named after the trains when we used to have the trains until automobiles arrived. So the trains used to utilize the railway trails to get throughout. Now, the second picture was a public and private sector, which means the private sector put out the funds along with assisted the government, and they created bridges. And it's 2 bridges that I know of that where this takes place. This is located down in the area of Bailey's Bay. And then the other location that has a project like this is located down by the aquarium, which is located in Flex Village. So you can actually connect from one railway trail to the other on these bridges. So thank you to all those who made this possible, and all those walkers and riders who enjoy stuff like this. I'm sure they're excited as I am. Now, the next slide that I talk about is education. Education is very important because you're going to find here in Bermuda, we have the school system, we have the public school, we have the private school, this is a picture of kids at primary school. So we have primary school, we have middle school, we have high school, and then of course we have one college here on the island. Now with that, you're more than welcome. You have a choice between the public education system and the private education system. And I went to the public education system throughout my time in school, and then I went over to the Bermuda College for a program. So really, really amazing. And I congratulate all those who are in the school system. And with that, with school, you're going to find that our system is basically just say September up until June, and then the kids are out for the summer holidays. So really, really great. And also speaking about education, you're going to find that we do have many persons who actually continue their education after high school, or they may do a program at the Bermuda College and continue elsewhere. Now, during my time, many persons were going to Canada, and then you've had persons who are going over to the United States. But because many persons now have the option, or everyone basically will have the option of going to the United Kingdom because you have that passport, for those who applied for the passport, you're more than welcome to head over to the United Kingdom, and you can actually go to school as though you were physically born there. Just like I said, with that passport, you have the privilege of just going over there and being like a standard citizen of the United Kingdom. Next one I'd like to talk about is accommodations. We have many hotels here in Bermuda. We have many guest houses. And then the new thing that we always talk about or that you hear about is Airbnb. So man, Bermuda is amazing. So we always welcome you down through the cruise ships, or we welcome you through accommodations, staying in a hotel. So really, really amazing. Feel free to go over, have lunch in the hotels if you're interested in doing that. I highly, highly recommend. If you don't stay in a hotel, at least just go over and make yourself known and just see what the hotels are about here in Bermuda. Beautiful. And of course, again, always come down by ship, and you can always just stop by one of the hotels as well. The white rooftops, man, that was with the pastel colors. Amazing. Because I don't know any other place that has something like this but Bermuda. So the white rooftop, this is how we get our drinking water. So if you need drinking water, make sure your rooftop is clean. As you can see, I have pictures of two painters. Now with these two painters, they've actually been out there painting, making sure the roof is a white. Now with that, you will see in the pink picture where there's a gutter. So when it rains, the water goes down in the gutter and it will go into a tank, which is so, so amazing. So that's how we get the rainwater. You will get your dishwater, etc. So at time to time, it's always more welcoming if someone goes up and makes sure no leaves or anything is in the area of the gutter, because if not, the water is going to overflow and just fall off the roof. Now, I'd like to point out with that, you're going to find that there are some homes that actually do not use this system. They use the underground system, which is known as Watlington Waterworks. And you pay for that, and you'll get your water through Watlington Waterworks. Now, Watlington Waterworks isn't everywhere throughout the island, but they're in majority of the areas, and many people utilize Watlington Waterworks, and then you have persons who utilize actually just going by the rainwater. Now just say, man, it's a drought, I need water now, what do I do? We actually have a company, or we have individuals who have trucking businesses or water truck businesses, and you can actually get water through these individuals. And believe it or not, ranging from about $100 up until $200 for water here in Bermuda with the water trucks. Government offices, man, amazing. Now with the government offices, you're going to find that we have the cabinet building. With the cabinet building, the government is located in here, which is the premier. He has his offices here. Sometimes you may have the governor. She may step in. Meetings are held here. When new ministers, they actually come about or sworn in, they'll be done here in the cabinet building. And this location is located on Front Street. Now, the next building you see here is the House of Assembly. The Sessions House used to be Sessions, but the House of Assembly, that's where all the business is done. So you're more than welcome to go up to see the House of Assembly. At some point, they do have, or at some time, during times, they do have an area where you can actually sit in as a visitor and actually watch them do their business, which is so, so amazing. You can sit there and you can just look over and see the daily activity taking place. So again, going up to the House of Assembly, you can do that at certain times. And it is actually located behind the Cabinet Building in the city of Hamilton. Making their mark, man. Bermuda is so great. You know why? Because these two places have made their mark. History in Bermuda, as St. Peter's Church is the oldest Anglican church in the Western Hemisphere. Next one is Somerset Bridge. It is the smallest drawbridge in the world, and with that, it is located in Sands Parish. Now, Somerset Drawbridge, you can see in the middle there, it's the area where they can lift up. It's small enough for a sailboat mast to get through. So that's all that can physically get through at Somerset Bridge. Now, any boat can actually come through the bottom, but something big, the only thing is going to be a sailboat that can get through. Now, one day I just sat there just hoping a sailboat will come, but nothing came. And, you know, my luck, it don't work like that. So I had to just take the picture with just the bridge by itself. So again, St. Peter's Church, oldest Anglican church, and Somerset Drawbridge, the smallest drawbridge in the world. Shipping and freight, man. Again, we're an island. How do things come here in Bermuda? Well, shipping and freight. You're going to find that we do have boats that come in from the East Coast, bringing cars. They may bring the food. They may bring furniture, etc., in the containers. That will be through the boats. And then we do have companies like FedEx and UPS and DHL, they actually utilize a shipping freight company along with the government post office, utilizes cargo jet, which comes in daily during the week, and it brings things in every day, your parcels, etc. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. But again, shipping and freight. And the main dock that we do have is going to be in the city of Hamilton, which is in Pembroke Parish, of course. And then we have the airport, which is located down in St. George. Now, customs traveler's declaration and customs declaration. Now, I just talked about shipping things or bringing things into Bermuda. You'll find that residents and visitors, of course, you have to fill out a form if you have any duty. If you don't have any duty, you don't have to fill it out. But just say, let's talk about a local who's overseas, and they come back and they're making a purchase from overseas. Just say they're bringing back a TV or items that I've listed here on this sheet. You're going to find that if they're walking through the airport, your allowance is $200 per person, and then you're basically going to be paying 25% or $25 on every 100 for items that you are declaring as you do walk through the airport. And also, if you do have things coming through shipment, through air, or just say through boat, going through the post office. This form is what the post office has. It is going to be your customs declaration form. You're going to fill out that form. You're going to itemize everything, what's coming in. They're going to want to know the price as well, just like the other form. But with that, you're going to find that they are going to, actually, the duty is going to be different, ranging from 6% or it could be 0%, depending on what item is coming in. The next one is going to be, slide is going to be about home market. Man, if you're interested in purchasing a home, you're more than welcome to do so. But you're going to find at a certain point, homes are only allowed for locals. And then you're going to find some homes at a certain level, I mean expensive homes, which are going to be for persons outside of Bermuda. They're welcome to purchase a home. But the standard homes are going to be for the locals. And this home that you do see here, it is a home that is approximately $900,000. It's $875,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a unit on the side. So you might be saying, man, wow, how much is it per month? So I basically itemized it here. And overall, let's just do a quick overall, you're going to be paying approximately, if you want a 30-year mortgage, you're going to be paying approximately $4,000 per month back to the bank. So again, I've listed everything for you to see here on the slide. Bermuda car market. If you're interested in purchasing a vehicle, residents of Bermuda are welcome to get a vehicle. However, there is a stipulation. There is 1 car per household, 1 car per assessment number. Now, all apartments will have an assessment number, or they should have an assessment number. You will have to register your vehicle to that assessment number to get that vehicle on the road. So you're going to find that 1 assessment number, 1 car, but you can have as many vehicles, as many cycles as you like. So if you want to get 5 cycles, 5 scooters, you're more than welcome to do that. But with the car market, you're only allowed 1 vehicle per household. And I've given the price and the breakdown of everything right there on the side. And of course, you can see which side the steering wheel is on for our vehicle. So really, really amazing. So those persons in the United States, when you come down, don't be surprised on the side of the road that we do drive. And of course, that is the left-hand side of the road. Banking in Bermuda, you're going to find that we do have 2 main banks. However, we do have 1 more. Now here we have Butterfield Bank, and then we have HSBC. Some persons may be familiar with HSBC because HSBC is a global company. And then we have a small local bank, a smaller bank, which is going to be Clarion Bank. And a lot of people do business with all 3. Some people just use Clarion, but all the banks here in Bermuda are great. And of course, we do have some other establishments as well. Now, for those people who are interested in getting some U.S. currency, if you are here, feel free. I know that HSBC has a U.S. ATM in the bank on Front Street. So please keep that in mind if you're interested in getting United States currency. International business. Wow, great, because that is the #1 industry that we do have. So international business, let's talk about that. Great, international business is up there. It is a business area that has the most persons working in Bermuda. Now, with international business, you're also going to find out that we do have many persons or reinsurance, many persons or many businesses are coming to Bermuda, and they have these businesses set up here. And it's great because they are here, and the people that are part of these companies, work from home, or they may be actually working in the offices. This is a picture that you're going to see of one of the businesses, which is Chubb. And then you're going to find that there are many different international businesses, and I had a list of them, but it was just too long. But again, the number one business here in Bermuda is going to be international business reinsurance. Hospitals, we do have 2 hospitals here. However, we do have, I should say, we have one main hospital, which is King Edward Memorial, and that is located in Pedro Parish. And then we have the Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute that's located in Devonshire. Now, Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute, or Maui as we call it, is the place where those persons who need extra assistance, care in the community, they will actually go over to Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute to get the care that they do need. But the main hospital, again, is going to be King Edward Memorial Hospital. Fuel here in Bermuda, you're going to find that we do have fuel, of course, and then we also have electronic vehicles. So we have the fuel vehicles, and then we have electronic vehicles. They're coming here. More people are switching over to electronic vehicles. But I'd just like to highlight fuel for a moment, because a liter here is at approximately $2.20. Now, filling up the cycle can cost you approximately, I would say, $8. And then if you're looking at a vehicle, that can run you about, believe it or not, for that type of vehicle that I showed in the earlier post, you can be actually looking at approximately $80. Print and online media. Of course, just as the world, many things have gone from print to online media. We did have a company that was here before that was doing print media. That was the Bermuda Sun, and that was the same company that took the picture of me when I was a kid in 1998. But a few years ago, the Bermuda Sun, they closed down. So the main print media that we do have now is the Royal Gazette. And I'm so excited because I had to have that picture when cruise ships return. I made sure I grabbed that. So really, really cool. So again, the Royal Gazette is a print company, and of course they do have an online presence as well. Secondly, we have Bird News. Bird News is amazing. She is great. So Bird News, you can go there, you can get information about the island. If you're interested in just seeing what's going on, again, online media, I recommend you go and check Bird News out. Always finding something up to date or the happenings of Bermuda. And TNN, man, TNN, I can't believe TNN. He is always out there. The minute something happens, man, this guy, he's out there. We're like, how does he get to these places so quickly? Only he knows, but that's TNN. So again, we have 3 businesses here in Bermuda, the Royal Gazette, as I did mention, print, and then we have Bird News and TNN. Public transport, we do have the buses, and then we also have the ferries, which is really, really amazing. So you're more than welcome to utilize the public transport, which is the bus and the ferry. The buses are going to take you all throughout the island, and the ferry will take you between Dockyard, or which is the west end of the island, into Hamilton, or they actually have another ferry that goes throughout the Hamilton Harbor, which is really cool. So again, that's public transport that we do have on the island. And of course, the pink and blue for the bus, Bermuda, the great Bermuda flowers. L.F. Wade International Airport, beautiful. And when I speak about L.F. Wade International Airport in this slide and the next, I'd like to highlight the airport specifically because this was one of the last major construction projects that we had. And the airport opened up in December 2020. So really, really amazing. LF Wade, again, colorful, beautiful. For those of you who are flying in, especially Viking guests that are flying in and flying out, man, you're going to pass this place. You're going to be going through the airport. And I recommend that you really take a look at it. And something that was a highlight of getting the airport was the jetway bridges. So we actually have jetways here in Bermuda. So if you've been to Bermuda before and you found that there weren't any jetways and you had to walk out in the rain, etc., guess what? No more is actually jetways now. So we are just like many other places in the world, and I'm so, so excited. And I think I'm just going to go down by the airport and just take another look because it's great, man. It is a great place. And the next one I'd like to talk about is St. Regis, Bermuda. Now I'd like to highlight St. Regis because St. Regis is the other location major, or the other last major construction project that we had. And believe it or not, St. Regis just opened at the end of May. So if you're interested in coming down and you want something new, you want something hip, or you just want a great place to go and visit, go down to St. Regis, which is located down in the town of St. George, or on the outskirts over by the Tobacco Bay area. So it's a beautiful location down in St. George. And the golf course, they have a beautiful golf course that was just revamped, of course, with the hotel opening. So I do recommend that you go down and take a visit. And of course, you can see here in the slide the picture in the lobby. So really, really nice. And in closing, well, ladies and gentlemen, as the kids said, thank you for coming to Bermuda and enjoy your stay. I hope you learned something about the island. You're interested in coming down. You've seen something that you want to get your hands on. You want to get that pic in person, because seeing the pics online is nothing like being here in person. And you know what, Viking? I'm so glad that Viking is here in Bermuda. Man, they are great. So come down and join the Viking Orion. And you know what? You're sailing to the different ports of Bermuda. No other cruise line does that. So Viking does something that no one else does. You get to spend your entire time in Bermuda. So really, really cool. So whatever you plan to do, make sure you make Bermuda and Viking your choice. And until then, have a great day, and thank you for joining me, and see you soon. And one more thing, I do recommend that you follow me on my new website that I am in the process of creating. It's joovoy.com, JOOYVOY.com. Thank you, see you around, and hopefully I'll see you on a Viking ship.